at the recording.
And we're live. Welcome to the Daily Bone
morning,
Podcast.
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Daily Bone Podcast.
Crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, MemeCoins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to talk about the market dump. Potential dips we are buying and targeting to add on one of the bloodiest days in the last 12 months. We're going to talk about SBF's return to X and some U.S. states rejecting Bitcoin reserve bills. Good morning. Good morning. I'm joined here by the whole crew. We got Clemente, Nick, Easy, and Pio. How you feeling today, Nick? You look like you're a little worried. How you feeling in today's little market?
Jab already.
Yo, I was looking at you. You looking like a little bitch. What are you talking about?
Worried. You were like, oh no, what's going on? Oh, just the worst.
Yo, I was looking at Clemente. He's looking like a loser.
Yo, man, you look like literally. I don't even know. Yo, you know what I did this morning? What? The dip. Just chomped it right up. Just ate. You ate this dip. Oh, so we're going lower, guys.
Did you deploy capital this morning?
I did. So my problem was I was too antsy last night. I bought Bitcoin at like 92K. I was too antsy to like. I hate sitting on stable, so I was like, "Oh, dip." Ooh. And then I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh, I'm down on just everything I bought. And I just bought some more this morning.
So you fucking deployed. You just straight up deployed.
It's not good.
No, it's good. It's good. It is good because like it's gonna go back.
His troops are getting antsy in the barracks. They're like, let us out. And he just said, okay, you're free. Go on. Go grab that Bitcoin.
Yeah, my dollars right now, my stables are just like these junkyard dogs. Like, let me out.
Meanwhile, we got Nick Collins over here saying Nick's headphones look like Princess Leia muffs. Man, everyone's coming for Nick right now.
They do, actually.
Well, you have the costume, right? We do have a Leia costume.
No, I returned that shit.
Oh, no.
As soon as I found out we weren't using it, that went right back to Amazon.
I still think there's potential there. I enjoyed that concept.
Oh, I love it, but getting that across the line, forget it.
Yeah, bloody day, crazy day, but there's some good news on the horizon here. We've got RekTech's mint later today. This show is brought to you in partnership by RekTech. We've been talking about RekTech for a while now. These daily games, we can call back to yesterday's daily game where I was wrong and Nick was right. We can look at the game we played yesterday where we picked which meme coin would have a higher FDV in 12 months. And guess what people would say? 62% of people answered Pepe would have a higher FDV than Trump in the next 12 months. I thought it was going to be on the other side. I was wrong. Nick was right.
When you fucked our points, dude.
Yeah, I did. I definitely fucked our points. I apologize. I took the other side on my personal, though. So, you know, I'm just stacking those points over there. So.
Oh, I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, me too. I'm also happy. Also happy. Today's game is Death Race. This one's kind of interesting. Basically, you are selecting from rows of tiles to avoid a skull. The higher the number, the more likelihood it's going to be a skull, but also the more points you get. We're gonna do a quick round of this. If you're watching along on YouTube, this is Death Race here. I'm gonna throw this right to Clemente for picking the numbers. Give me some rapid fire numbers to pick here, Clemente.
7, 4, 3.
So far, so good.
2,
6.
Going with Clemente. Wow, 6 would have been a
wow.
Nick would have killed us.
Yeah,
1. All right, moving good. 1.
Clemente's on fire.
1,
8.
Nick kills us again.
Oh,
3.
And Clemente said 1.
Clemente's killing it.
4.
I've never gotten this far before.
3.
Cash
2.
out. Cash out.
8. 2.
Clemente.
Oh.
2.
Oh! 43 points. And the way this works is
That
you
was
get a
big.
high score. You can either play again, forfeit your score, and go for another. You have up to 15 tries. We're going to keep the score, though. That's
Should we
pretty good.
try it again?
Yes.
Let's go.
All right, we'll run it back one more time. Nick, this is on you now.
All right, 4.
Okay.
8.
We're way less excited when Nick plays.
1.
No, everyone's eating.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Fine,
damn.
fuck it. Can I do one? Let me
Yep.
do one.
all
Let's
right,
see.
Pio's doing it. Here we go.
6.
This is awful for audio listeners.
I know. Hey, look, audio listeners, we're playing a fun game. 2. 3. Fuck. All right.
I'm up.
All right, easy. Last one. We're at 8 right now.
1. 1.
Oh my God.
1.
Nice. Let's go.
1.
Let's go. Nice.
1.
Nice.
Oh, my
1.
God.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
1.
We only have 7
1.
points.
No, wait, 3.
Oh,
You
Oh,
said
he
it
said
too
he
late.
said
You said
3.
it too
I
late.
tried to switch it up.
All right, RekTech has their mint coming up later today for their Dream Pass. This allows you to play these mini games on a daily basis and earn experience. 12.30 mint price of 0.25 Solana. You're not going to get a cheaper entry price with Solana price like it is today. Love to see that.
I don't know about that.
Business. Dragonfly, Delphi Digital. We've worked with these guys a ton in the past. They were the internet game company. If you remember them from last cycle, had some of the biggest game show games in Web3, had the largest prize giving away a Bored Ape way back in 2021. Legit team, absolutely dominating, crushing it. Have these fun, addicting daily games. Don't take very long. Earn points. Minting this pass gets you access to the games, access to the prizes. You can stack XP on the pass and sell it later for additional value. All kinds of cool stuff coming out of Dream Pass. Legitimate team. We love working with them. We're excited to see their mint today. We're going to be talking about them all week. Anything else to add about RekTech here, Pio? You've been working with these guys for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna mint this ish.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
minting
minting
this
too. I want to mint a
all
bunch
day.
of these because I enjoy these games.
Oh, fuck yeah. The other thing is that I think Easy might actually be a genius. That was one of the most brilliant performances, just saying 1 over and over again. I was like, holy shit, why didn't I think of that? Of course that was. He switched it up. He was like, wait a minute, it can't also be 1 because the game's like, listen, bub, you're like hacking our shit.
You've gone too far, dude. What the? You gotta kill you now.
And he switched it up. That was crazy. I feel like you were about to win that thing because you're probably going to go right back to 1 after that.
Oh, we were going right back to 1. It's just a game of odds at that point.
We
Also,
lost my score 43.
no one cares about that, Clemente. We're also long soul here, by the way. We
Yeah.
bought the dip on dydx.
Let's fucking talk. So let's talk about that. I had a sick, nasty convo that Ray got to listen to yesterday with Andrew from Arch Public yesterday. It was sick. He even followed up after and said we should do more things together. And I said, cool, let's jump on a call this week. I'll bring some of my teammates. And then he just didn't answer. So, we're in really good shape from there. But, dude, it was fascinating listening to what he's interested in outside of Bitcoin. He named Solana and Ray, what else did he name? He named Solana and
I think this came after I might have left.
he did not mention ETH. And when when I brought up ETH and talked about ETH with him, he was just like, yeah, I don't know if something's going to dethrone ETH that doesn't exist yet. I was like, that's not the biggest cosign for Ethereum right there. But it was interesting hearing him talk about Solana. His fund or his company is adding like algorithmic trading for AVAX. So they're on it. It was pretty cool.
One thing,
yeah,
this is kind of funny. So I was like producing the podcast, but I took one note across the podcast, and he said you're talking about, I don't know if it was leverage on MicroStrategy or the new MicroStrategy products, but he had a quote saying something like, "We haven't seen this sort of action since the financial crash of 2008 and 2009." I was like, is that a concern?
Well, it was because he was talking about mortgages, like basically that, the mortgage side of the traditional finance world essentially backs the entire, up until 2009, it literally backed the entire system.
It's the bedrock of the the larger economy. Like once the houses and the mortgages collapse, in my opinion, you basically gig along everything because that's like the final domino to fall, and that's usually the one that's most stable, and that's what we've seen in 08 and 16. I want to say was when we got those like big rundowns was on the back of mortgage-backed securities.
Yeah,
right. So my concern then becomes like, is MicroStrategy the mortgage of a potential crypto crash? MicroStrategy's having an existential issue. It becomes now.
I was reading Beanie's threads today about MicroStrategy, and he thinks there's going to be a 90% pullback.
Well, look at the pullback right now. We're already at like 60 or 70% off of all-time high. So it's like, that 90%, you're signing up for that. It's at 60 or 70%.
I didn't realize I was signing up for a 90% pullback in a stock that perpetually goes up. Perpetually
goes up. What does that mean? Well, hold on. Nick is not someone that should buy MicroStrategy, actually, because Nick hates it when the price goes down, like despises it. But real quick, let's quickly talk about this, not even in the context of MicroStrategy. What Andrew was saying, Ray, is that when Bitcoin is fully integrated into the mortgage system, which traditional finance really, kind of like onboards into Bitcoin is going to be the case. He's like, that's when you get an insane situation with Bitcoin. And that'll take probably the next 7 to 10 years for Bitcoin to be, collateralized and all that integrated into the mortgage system in a real way, because mortgages are essentially the bedrock of the financial system. On the subject of everyone's so concerned about like the MicroStrategy leverage. There's 3 ways that MicroStrategy raises money for Bitcoin, and only 1 out of the 3 involves any leverage at all. The convertible bond approach is the only one that involves any leverage at all. Do It Big Chicago, who I respect because he seems to always dig shit up in a significant way. He was all over the artifact story. He's all over other stories. He just randomly tweeted yesterday that MicroStrategy is valued at a 5x multiple in terms of market cap to Bitcoin ratio. And I just got in his DMs and I was like, so check it out. It's not. It's at 1.6. It's like he was just throwing out a figure. And then he was like, yeah, but I think he's going to get margin called at 30K. I was like, that's literally also not a thing. And I broke down the 3 areas of sources of capital that MicroStrategy uses to buy Bitcoin. And he was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And then he just started talking to me about how his biggest play is a silver squeeze in TradFi. So we were just kind of bonding over a little bit of clarification on MicroStrategy.
I don't like the silver squeeze.
I don't
personally.
I told him that because it's manipulated. I actually don't like
it. It's heavily manipulated by JP Morgan. It has been since it's not actually backed 1-to-1, supposedly like Fort Knox in the gold situation. Dude, I want the gold thing to play out. Dude, if it comes out that Fort Knox ain't got shit for gold, I'm real excited. I'm real excited.
I don't believe that we're gonna get that live stream, and I don't like.
We will never get the information if it's truly backed or not.
Yeah, I don't believe any of that shit. I don't know. I can't imagine the U.S. Gov is going to allow us to just see that there is no gold in Fort Knox. That's just a really gnarly thing to do. Unless they're trying to literally go new financial system and just be like, we don't got gold, but who gives a shit? Because we'll nuke you. Like, it's a pretty wild situation.
We've got a lot to talk about today before we get into the meat and potatoes. Clemente, you want to take it away with the weather report?
I thought you would never ask, Raymond. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday, February 25th. Gnarly day. Looking over at the crypto roundup, the majors are all down. Bitcoin under 89K, Ethereum 2,400, Solana 138. Yikes. Over the past 24 hours, over $1.5 billion was liquidated from leverage traders as the total crypto market cap fell over 8% on the day. Bitcoin dropped 4.9% alone, its worst day since December 24 of last year. Next up, Sam Bankman-Fried tweeted for the first time since January 2023. His Twitter thread addressed the firing of government employees through the Doge initiative. Later in the evening, a fake SBF account with a government Twitter badge tweeted out a Solana MemeCoin address. I believe this ran to like $7 or $8 million.
$10 million.
$10 million. Finally, it was more bad news for Bitcoin reserves as bills failed to pass in Wyoming, Montana, and North Dakota. This is especially disheartening as Wyoming is the home state of Senator Cynthia Lummis, who is spearheading the Bitcoin Act. And by the way, Wyoming and Montana have been very pro-Bitcoin in the past. Pio, we interviewed someone on the Bitcoin show about it, which claims to have the federal government establish a Bitcoin reserve.
What happened?
Get your shit together. That's it for the weather report. It's nasty out here. But back to you in the studio.
Every time something negative happens, Pia's just like, yeah, what are you trying? That's bad news for Bitcoin. What are we talking about here?
It's going to take some time for states and nation states to just suddenly plow literally trillions of dollars into Bitcoin. It's going to take a little time. It's all trending in the right direction, man. And if you look at previous cycles, the pullbacks were gnarlier than this one. I just find it so fascinating that everyone's like, the world's over. Every time there's a pullback, you know these are the most volatile assets. This is what you signed up for. And if you're buying if you bought MLG, yeah, you probably feel bad right now, but why'd you buy it? What was that about? Why'd you buy it? Come on, man.
Banks said to buy it.
Oh, wow. He's basically Larry Fink.
He unfollowed me.
Ray, you were muted that whole time.
I'm devastated.
This chart's bad.
He unfollowed you, Nick. He's been literally bear posting crypto for the last like 3 weeks straight.
Thanks.
Yeah. The only advice I'll ever have for anyone regarding crypto ever again, celebrity or otherwise, buy Bitcoin and shut the fuck up.
Well, he's not wrong about that. But to go on Aiden Ross's stream and say the only crypto asset that makes sense to buy is MLG and acting too cool to buy Bitcoin or Solana is nasty work. That's literally the type of stuff that's the type of stuff that causes world wars. That's insane.
I think they did say 70% of his portfolio should go in Bitcoin. I think.
Well, I didn't watch the stream.
Yeah, it was like 10% into memes, and the memes were like Trump and MLG. Those are the ones.
Okay, well, that's actually much more reasonable. I take back what I said.
Yeah. Hey, Banks, you're a cool guy.
Hey, follow me.
Yeah, I mean, everything's down horrendous. Somebody wants me to bring up the Giga chart. Giga is also down horrendous. 189 mil on Giga across the board. Like, I mean,
it's at 189 mil now.
Yeah,
that's still like high. Jesus Christ, there's some real strength on that thing.
I mean, this thing ran to a bill.
That's nuts. I saw his tweet from Murad. He's like, you find the coin that is going down the least and has the holders growing. That will come back the strongest.
This guy's wild.
How's the SPX one doing? His SPX 6900.
That one actually hasn't been doing bad, like compared to.
Can you pull up the chart?
I'm working on it, Nick.
It's the last thing.
Genie who can just like do these things at like the snap of a finger.
Nick, it's the last one that he's shilling now. Like he's basically ran out of everything else to shill but SPX.
This has always been his number one though, like his baby. 1.5 bill at the top, 500 mil now. Just underneath old support levels from back in November, December.
Dude, this is worse than us digging through old NFTs, dude. This is like, it feels like most of these meme coins. It's like, yo, you remember that thing from 3 weeks ago?
Well, Nick was saying, Nick was like, yeah, the same thing. Nick was saying the same thing that happened to NFT people is going to happen to meme coin people. They're all going to get wrecked. And Nick was just right. Like, people just got rinsed. Absolutely rinsed.
People were treating like this guy, like he's the next coming of like Jesus back in November.
No, Nick, you were saying that you said more than once you felt the same. You were like the same thing is going to happen to meme coin people, like they're going to lose money. And well, I was like, yeah, but I didn't know what it was going to look like, and I didn't know it was going to look like the whole meme coin market fell off a cliff from one day to the next.
Yeah, I mean, it's so ridiculous. People coming out of the woodworks being like, we need to stop with these PvP games. When like it's been going on for 8 months or something like that, and suddenly people are like, you got Anatoly blaming KOLs on the timeline. I want to reply and be like, yo, hey, just real quick, have you seen where the guy who stole hundreds of millions of dollars from Solana holders went? Just wondering. I don't know. Like, what KOL has made more than like Frank is like an icon in this space, and he made like $4 million or something like that on his public wallet. But and so everyone's like, wow, that's incredible. $4 million is basically nothing, like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, compared to Hayden. Yeah,
you got Hayden, you got whatever. What's his name over at Meteora was involved with?
Chow.
Ben Chow. Like, they were just extracting money left and right. And Anatoly's like, yo, if an influencer posts a contract address, like after that's been going on for literally the past year. by the way, it's not just the KOLs tweeting it. It's everyone in your fucking replies telling you that Giga is like the next coming of our savior, basically. Like I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Waka Flocka Flame.
Tully's replies here showing Flocka.
He's got Bob Ross with his face on. Like, that is like random.
It looks like Nick's chart though in the background.
Oh.
Okay. Mine's not that bad.
Ray always just taking the opportunity to send strays Nick's way. Fun fact, Waka Flocka's manager DM'd me like a month ago and was like, Pio, how do we get the word out about Flocka?
Yeah.
Should have sold everything right there.
Kicks.
There were
Surprise
some
Kicks
signs.
Hello.
Hey, how you feeling?
Kixie boy.
Good. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Dude, stabled up. When are you going to deploy again, Kix?
Never.
Makes sense.
The stablecoin yields are just so premium, man.
Dude, these 11 to 12% yields make treasury bonds look like child's play, dude. It's
Child's
a
play.
beautiful place. Like, I can just go and get T-bills on chain, and like if I accidentally leak my ledger, someone else gets them. But like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's just fun.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm on that 9,000% on AVAX yield tip. That's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
cock validators. 9,000%, baby.
9,000% is light.
How do you
Nothing
validate?
like validating some cock for 9,000%.
Clemente, you're deep in the cock. How do you validate cock?
I
Yeah,
am.
you got hands full of cock. What do you think about this
ladies and
9,000%?
gentlemen, the
though?
meme coin
Clemente
called
validated my cock holdings the other day, actually.
Yeah, he sent me a little bit of his cock for some gas.
So Cock Inu is a meme coin on AVAX. For people that don't know, you're gonna be able to stake it. They're launching an L1. You can stake your cock and earn 9,000% for 30 days.
But you can only stake $25.
Yeah. So
They're throttling your cock.
they're throttling it. Yeah. So you can only.
Yeah,
and you-
preventing girth and growth. Just, you know.
You want a
That's not,
fun
that's
fact
not even
about?
related.
You want a fun fact about Giga?
That's not even related.
Kicks, hit us with a fun fact.
Guess how much Giga's up year over year?
2.7%.
10x.
What
I'm
the
not
fuck?
right. I mean, it's at 189 million.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like everyone's like, oh, I was right about Giga. Like, look at that red candle down to 180 million while the rest of the market's building or blowing up. But it's like, if you bought it last year, you're still up at 10x. If you bought it October 1st of 2024, you had a 3.5x. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like what do people want, right? Like, yeah. Like what they really want is they want a chart that's a honeypot. That no matter when you buy it, it continues to go straight up in price with no drawdowns.
So
Point being that we can dunk on Giga, but actually, depending on when you got in on Giga, there was a lot of opportunities to make money, right? More than Ethereum for sure.
My Solana's up 8x, but it doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Well, it would have been nice to sell it for a 16x, right?
I mean,
Exactly.
I think we're going to go back to all-time highs. It's just going to take some time. And plus, Solana, I mean, yeah, anyway. But Kicks, I was saying, when they said Giga was $189 million market cap, I was like, now? I was like, right now it is? That's crazy. Yeah, so that one seems like it's strong.
Pepe's still at 3.3 billion.
That's fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts. Pepe's at 3.3 billion. That's insane. Insane.
Yeah, it's top 50 coin.
I was gonna.
Yeah, I mean, if you bought Pepe a year ago, you're up 7x.
If you just held Pepe from like when it dropped, you're just rich.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're still very rich. Anyways, point being that the whole attractiveness of alts, right, is the ability to make very fast returns over short periods of time. The only way that is possible is that the reflexivity also works the opposite direction, and you can get an 80% drawdown in 3 weeks. That's the game. If you're playing alts, if you don't want to play that game, buy some Bitcoin.
Look at that. Look at that. Ray boy, what are we doing?
I was going to ask Nick to bring up some charts because I'm curious of what levels we're targeting here to bounce off of. But we can.
You want me to be a Nick Light?
We can throw an easy.
Or is he coming back? There he is.
here.
Hey, dude, it's like summoning. It's like summoning a spirit. You know, it's like, can we get some TA? Oh, here's Nick. Let's look. How many of your how many of your lines got hit over the past 72 hours? Out of like your 40 lines on Bitcoin, how many got hit?
Well, let's take a look at Solana because it's the one that's actually most lining up to the lines right now.
Jesus.
And it was actually doing all right until yesterday's big bad dip. It went straight down to the level that I had. Everyone makes fun of my lines. Well, it was fucking spot on, and it was exactly there where it saw a little bit of a pullback. Is it currently resting on that line again? Yes, it is. Has that line been there for an extended period of time? Yes, it has. So everyone hating on me. I haven't added any of these lines in a very long time, but here it is, testing that line, testing this line, boom, breaking down, going to my next level in a single fucking move. So you're welcome.
Dude, you must be so fucking rich, like with how often your lines get hit.
Real quick, Nick, I feel like with this level of fucking accuracy on your TA, I think that if you focused on a selling options, selling covered call strategy with MicroStrategy, that you would clean up. I genuinely think so. Look at you. You're over here hitting levels.
So the thing I was going to say, I don't want to talk about the options side. Yeah, no, I'm totally rich right now. My portfolio is not down 50% kicks, like at all. I wasn't sitting there sort of thinking about how I'd have $600,000 more if I just sold at the top. Wasn't thinking about that at all. Now, here's where things are a little bit messy for me. Bitcoin. Where do you put the level on this one? And do you put a level down at here? There is an opportunity to do that. And if I'm trying to be as bullish as possible, this is my last line of hope.
I stole your chart. We bounced off the fib. 87.5, and then I have 82 if we get down to it. But dude,
where's the base of your fib? Down here?
Down here.
53?
66.7. The higher low that we formed back in November of 24 before the breakout.
Okay.
So we had the higher low here.
Is that a rule? Like real quick.
It's just how. So the thing with fibs is like a lot of it is preference. Like there are some people who would chart further back because technically the breakout could have started there. But I like to do before like you have these massive green wicks consistently. So like where the breakout starts to the peak. So I have up here.
So how do you do I just create a new layout? Is that what happens?
That's what I would do. Yeah, if you want to just do fibs. But we bounced nicely off the 0.5. The thing is, ETH actually still doesn't look bad. Like that's what's crazy. It's like I never thought I'd say that, but like I have a
doesn't look bad, dude. Okay, can we zoom out a little bit? I want to see what doesn't look bad looks like.
Hold on, let me.
It's still in an uptrend.
Let me take you from there. Here's what doesn't look bad.
That's a wedge. That's a fucking wedge salad.
Yeah, I think ETH looks the best out of all three of the majors here. Sol looks the absolute fucking worst.
Mike Alfred just started deploying capital into ETH like 2 weeks ago. I'm just saying.
But are we defining best by like what will potentially draw down the least?
Draw down the least and potentially highest return to the upside. So like if I look at ETH here, my upside targets on ETH 41, which is all-time high, and then 5K. So you have a
41,000 easily.
4,100, but okay. Sol at 138, you're looking for like 270. So they both have about a 2x in them, but with ETH drawing down less, in my opinion, it looks like it could hold better on down. So like the Sol chart, basically everything was bouncing off of this one of their fibs. Sol ripped through them though. So, SBF returning was not bullish.
Bring back mine for a moment. Let me show you the real technical analysis here, children. 2 lines. There you go. Boom. You're welcome. I think maybe this was a false breakout, and now we're looking for a little bit of consolidation here. It's a new range that we're ranging between. This was where we thought the range was a nice down here. You know, we thought that this was the. I'm just going to add a little horizontals. You know,
I don't think that's a bad
we,
chart.
we thought this is where it was, but nope, it's here. So all we need at this point is this 124 level to hold somewhere around this, maybe a little bit higher. Where's your low? Easy.
Is it Sol? Sorry.
127. So if we're somewhere around this range, I would be totally okay with this pullback here.
I want us to hold 132.
Okay, so we're in a similar range. I'm at 127. Maybe that's what we look at, and we have a breakout, in 2027.
I think it all
You're welcome.
probably all depends on where Bitcoin goes at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, and one quote from Andrew that I also found interesting is that he said, right now, because of Saylor, MicroStrategy, and because of IBIT, the ETFs, we have as strong of a floor, as hard of a floor on Bitcoin as we've ever had. And I think everyone, including the people watching, can probably agree that that's the case, given how relatively muted the pullback of Bitcoin has been compared to everything else, right? So right now is as hard of a floor as we've ever had with Bitcoin. And he thinks that might mean that we'll have as soft of a ceiling as we've ever had. Hard floor, soft ceiling. So you're not getting like the insane blow off top, one wick to 200K.
What the fuck is a soft ceiling?
Hard
Easier to
floor,
go up.
soft ceiling.
Meaning you can break through the ceiling?
Remember PO ceiling at the rental in Miami?
I was gonna ask, is that like the ceiling that looked like it was falling apart?
He's just making it up. Yo, real quick, look at this chart that I had, though. I think it's important that we all acknowledge this does seem to be following perfectly my lines.
Why aren't the lines over top each other then?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that is very possible. I've kind of wondered if because alts have been hammered so hard that if Bitcoin has like another couple weeks of maybe downward chop and then finds a bottom, if it doesn't like compress and coil alts and we get some real nice price action on alts like heading into the beginning of Q2.
How do you do fractals on here?
I've never figured out fractals. Holy shit, our so long is getting cooked.
It's going down right now. Fuck.
Yeah, it's not best.
Should we short it?
No, we don't short. We're not bears.
Nick,
Short it.
Nick, can you pull up the Bitcoin dominance chart, please?
How do I pull up the Bitcoin dominant BTC versus ETH?
No, just Bitcoin dominance.
Well, this is a more accurate thing. This
It's BTCD.
BTCD.
BTC.D. Sorry.
There we go.
Okay.
It looks like the fucking S&P.
That's crazy.
This looks good.
It literally looks like the S&P.
Well, hopefully we're near a top here. This gives us. I'm liking what. Well, at one point it was near 100%, so that's interesting.
But when was that? That was like 20. That was like when other stuff didn't exist.
2017.
Yeah, that's when this shit started. Like actually.
Yeah, you had Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin.
Yeah.
Like real hard to have dominance against those.
Did you see Elio trades like selling his shit yesterday? What is going on, dude?
What did he do?
He basically was like, I'm moving to the sidelines here, or something
Really?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see.
He said he's gathering cash, basically. He's in defense mode now.
Interesting.
All right. Well, it would have been better to gather cash like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, he said, I surrender.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two possibilities, right? Because Bitcoin has been pretty much up only for 2 years now. That's a pretty long bull run
Since the announcement of the Bitcoin ETF.
Yeah, but it bottomed in December 2022, right? And like started moving up from there.
Yes, but the move up from December 2022 until the ETF was announced was only something like from 16K to 22K. Very, very slow move.
Yeah. So you're saying more like March 23?
The rip is literally look up what day IBIT was announced or what day BlackRock announced the filing. Like that's the day that it starts.
Yeah.
They say sell in February, come back next year.
Yeah. I mean, we could be headed into just a straight up bear market in crypto. It's not out of the question.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to get this date.
Or kicks, even like I was thinking about this last night, or just 6 months of chop and just sideways action until the Bitcoin strategic reserve is hopefully announced. I mean, we went on a nice run there, Kicks. What you were saying was like it was a year and a half, 2 years of really nice. Well, yeah. Bitcoin was at what? What was the bottom? 16K. And it's like I was thinking about it last night. I'm like, Bitcoin is at 90K. And we have people just in shambles, basically. You look at everything a year ago versus today. Bitcoin was at what, 40K, 45K at this time last year. So it's still up 2x. Ethereum is down in the last 12 months. Solana, I think it was at like $110 12 months ago. So
we had multiple meme coins go to billions of dollars. We had Trump go to 70 billion FTV. If Trump was the top, it will definitely be very obvious a year from now. Everyone will be like, why wasn't that so obvious at the time?
It was a local top, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just sent Ray the article in the private chat. I just sent Ray the article so you can just quickly see the date of the filing of the ETF, and we can kind of use that as a little bit of an anchor. So June 15th, 2023 is when I would say was the day one of a bull cycle. So look, can we get that exact day?
Right around there.
Well, let's get the exact day.
Yeah.
So right there. So it looks like there wasn't even any inside or anything. Like nothing moved until after.
Yeah.
And look at how much time you had. Look, like until that big candle that happened in November. That's kind of crazy. That's why I was saying it was chill. You could just accumulate them.
Yeah, so if you're saying we've had, what is that year and a half of bull cycle, and now we're at the top and we're flipping bear. I mean, I guess you could say that makes sense given that like you'll have like diminishing returns for each pump, but it just feels like it was very like lackluster in terms of like the bull cycle pump.
Yeah, I don't think the bull cycle's over. I also don't think that it's gonna people don't talk about the last bull cycle looked way different than the previous bull cycles with the double top and with the correction down to below previous all-time highs. So there's like new shit every time. Now you have the big boys, aka TradFi, actually getting involved for the first time. You have a pro-crypto government. It's just a brand new situation, and so I think it's just gonna look weird. I think, and it's going to do what people are not expecting it to do, because that's what it does. If you could just expect what's going to happen, then everyone would become a billionaire, right? So we'll have to see. But all I know is I'm holding my Bitcoin and my Bitcoin stuff, aka MicroStrategy, and I'm not selling any of it at all. That's my position. So, and I'm just trying to position myself with new capital in interesting ways.
Yeah, you're essentially never trying to time like a market top to like add additional capital to buy back in a market low, because you just are worried that you just can't time the market essentially, and you're going to be worse off in the long run from swing trading.
But I'm going to sell all my Solana stuff, all my Pudgy stuff, all my Dogecoin. I'm going to sell all that. When I feel like when it hits a number that I'm like, okay, cool.
That's fair.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
I do. And is that number higher than now, or potentially lower than now, given like a long enough time frame?
Yeah. So your Pengu, you're gonna just sell it when it hits a number that you like. What does that even mean? What is that playbook?
Would have been nice. Would have been well with that one. I'm going to sell into the next significant pump when you see tweets that are like, holy crap, Pangu's ripping, assuming that day comes. That one should have been dumped.
Ironically, I think the most bullish thing, this will sound a little weird, but I think the most bullish thing for this year would be Bitcoin to draw down to 71K in a month. Very quickly. I think that would be the most bullish setup.
We might see that in a week. we're continuing the dip. We're below, almost below 88 now. So we are fast approaching those numbers. One thing that's kind of concerning me is like these states are rejecting the Bitcoin reserve bills. Like maybe the baseline is like no Bitcoin reserve bills pass state level, federal level, etc. Especially as price go down, because I feel like as price go down, opposition voices get louder and have more credence for these sort of things. So like that's an interesting thought process, is saying, okay, like this cycle might not be like the sovereign wealth infusion into Bitcoin. It might just be institutional wealth that might not come until next cycle. So that could be something that's like potentially propping up speculation right now that might not come to fruition.
I mean, you could also argue that like you could be very bullish Bitcoin as a state, but not think that it's a state's role to like carry a balance. Like maybe a state's role is just to like not go into debt, and if there's a budget surplus, give it back to the citizens, you know, and still be bullish on Bitcoin.
Oh, don't get it twisted. States are 100% going to buy Bitcoin, and it's going to happen in the next 24 months, like, period. Don't get it twisted. The thing you have to understand, though, is when you see people on Twitter tweeting, like, what about the SPR? Or what about, like, states buying Bitcoin? When, like, random, like, NFT profile picture or, like, Pepe the Frog profile picture are tweeting about that, they're just desperate to sell an amount of an asset that they're down on, and they think that that announcement is going to give them some sort of exit pump. So these are two different things, like the reality of it happening versus a desperate crypto degen wanting it to happen for an exit are just two different things. So it's going to happen, but if you are desperately like searching for it for a short-term exit, then you need to not be doing that, because that's just not a thing. Like, it's going to happen, but you probably won't benefit from it if you're trying to trade it.
That makes sense. That makes sense. We're going to do a quick little reset here and talk about the partner for today's show, RekTech.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, cool.
And we're going to move on. We'll see. I wanted to play this game now that Kix is on, because I think Kix has what it takes to win this game.
I really liked Easy doing it. The ones over and over. It was so funny.
Yeah, I believe Kix has what it takes to win this game. We're playing this game on RekTech. They have a mint live today at 12:30. We'll talk more about it, but basically we're playing this game. Kix is going to rattle off numbers. There's rows with these numbers 1 through X, and the odds of finding a skull are the same as basically the higher the number goes, the more odds of finding a skull. You get points for the number you pick. The goal is to stay alive as long as possible. So we're going to fire over to Kix for some numbers here. We're going to try to beat Clemente's score of 47.
All right, 7.
7. All right.
4. 2.
So good. So far, so good.
6.
4.
Oh.
1. 3.
Oh, 18 now. We'll keep that. We'll keep the little 18 there. Nick got there.
Ray, can I do it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to give up the 18, so Pia, that's a lot of pressure here.
2.
2. Oh, sorry.
All right.
2.
2.
All right, I'm up.
All right, easy's up.
Let's give me 5, 7, 1,
Love the 7.
5, 1. Oh,
that's not bad. That's
stupid
not bad.
game.
18. We got our 18 back.
There we go. 18. Take a look over the dashboard of RekTech right here. We've got 199 experience points. We are not doing so hot. That puts us over 23,000 in terms of rank. Season 1 is starting in 1 week. To access Season 1 and to access all these games, you're going to need to mint the RekTech Dream Pass, which is minting today at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 0.25 Solana. Never been cheaper with current Solana prices. Each pass gets you access to one profile to play. You can play on one, you can play on multiple. Your XP carries with your pass. So you can potentially stack up a bunch of XP, sell it on secondary for someone looking to cut the line. Season 1 has a prize of a Pudgy Penguin and more. They're backed by legends in the market, Dragonfly, Delphi Capital. They've been around for years. We've been working with them for years. Love the guys over at RekTech. Be sure to check this out. We'll be playing these games all week. You'll be seeing us talk about them on Twitter. Lots of fun. Great way to distract yourself from this bear market right now. Back to the action, though. We were just talking about the price action on Bitcoin, talking about the different strategic reserves. We have some people who have their hand raised here for a little bit of a comment. What do you want to say here, Clemente?
Yeah, I wanted to check in on the chief macro correspondents. I saw 2 videos that were interesting yesterday. The first one was Stephen Cohen saying that he was bearish on the stock market for the first time in quite a while. I also saw someone describing Warren Buffett having a substantial, one of his largest cash positions ever right now. We have the S&P 500 down on the week. It's down 3% in the last 5 days. So if we see a top here or a local top in the stock market, which we haven't really had in quite some time, I'm curious what you guys think that'll be more bearish for Bitcoin.
Yes.
It looks like we're down on market open right now. So another red day here. We were up a little bit on market pre-trading, right, Easy?
It's not looking good, right?
So if the S&P just dumps, we're cooked. We're cooked.
So I think that the markets right now don't like the tariff situation, which I get for the short term. And I think Trump's down to just let it rip for a while. But keep in mind that and plus interest rates are still really high. This might be how we end up getting lower interest rates. Like, don't forget about that, right? So markets are forward looking. We absolutely might get wrecked in the short to medium term. But then it's just going to suddenly flip bullish at some point. So fuck it.
This is my thesis. We have a gap down here. Gaps get filled.
Take out a mortgage.
You know, my
Wait, you say you take out a mortgage? Like if the S&P goes down by 2% more.
Yep.
Nick,
my overall thesis here is eventually it goes back up.
that's me. Yeah, that's literally it. So I'm like, cool.
Hey, Kix, could you cough a little more into the microphone? Just
Sorry
like
about that. I cover my mouth.
He'll never just hit the. He'll never hit the mute button. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not on the table. It's just not a thing.
Anything else you guys want to talk about today? We've got the macro. We had the SBF stuff. Redacted announces their RDAC tokens coming later this month. Bybit bought more Ethereum this morning. Vivek wants to end income tax.
Bybit made $600 million in liquidations. So they're probably behind this dump.
So they earned a third of their hacked amount back over the last 24 hours. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. If they're the counterparty on liquidations.
Interesting.
Hyperliquid with a massive dump yesterday. Is anyone interested in gobbling up this dip? I mean, it actually got gobbled up already. I saw a chart, I believe War Daddy posted it, on the market share that Hyperliquid is starting to take away from Binance in the perp volume department.
All right. So what are the most interesting altcoins? AVAX, SWI, Solana, Hyperliquid? Are those the most interesting?
I mean, the nice thing about Hyperliquid is like everybody that was degenerately trading meme coins is now on Hyperliquid leverage perp shorting and longing the market. So
A lot of
I don't know how
first-time
that
perp
value
traders.
accrual there is, but
Yeah, Hyperliquid is getting. I was actually kind of surprised by how many people trade with leverage, and they're just like, "Oh, got liquidated." I'm like, "Dude, chill. What are you doing?"
well, they're probably doing it with like $50, right?
Well, Kicks, I was going to have an options trader that was in my DMs talking to me about MicroStrategy options strategy on my like new informal podcast. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to have this guy over. He's talking about the options trading. He was like some Australian guy, right? And then 4 days before the show, it was that weekend when things dropped, like with that Friday. I don't know if you guys remember, like a month ago, like on Friday, like there was a hard drop. And then he just sends me a DM like on Sunday evening, and he's like, mate, I don't think I'm in the right headspace to come on the show this week. I got all my bag liquidated over the weekend. And I was just like, dude, what are you guys out there doing? Like, what is this? Like, people are just like, nah, you don't understand. You got to trade. You got to be out there. You got to be moving. You got to be trading. It's like, oh shit, I just lit 60 grand on fire. It's like, what the fuck are you guys?
It's a phenomenon that I learned trading on Polymarket, that people, the human mind, for like the vast majority of people, there's some exceptions, but the human mind cannot comprehend the difference between a 10% probability and a 0% probability, right? Yeah. Like the average human mind, those are both 0% probabilities. And so what happens is these people probably stack their bag on something that's a 10% probability that they get liquidated, but in their heads, that's a 0% probability.
Yeah.
And then they get liquidated.
Yeah, like on Robinhood, when you trade options, it says your probabilities. So you can just every week do stuff that has a 97% probability. But if you did like put options, like if you sold puts on MicroStrategy last week, the 96% got rinsed. Like I guarantee it. I didn't sell any puts last week, but I guarantee the 97% got rinsed last week.
Like Ken Griffin was able to buy the U.S. Constitution because literally people think that like a 97% probability is 100. And that's why he has so much fucking money that he was able to buy a copy of the U.S. Constitution for $400 million.
Yeah, and Citadel's now getting into market making. So
yeah, so
expert counterpart.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
They want your coins.
What?
They want your fucking coins.
Is it a coincidence that the market is absolutely nuking Bitcoin about to fall below 87K now?
Oh, is that a coincidence now that the big boys are here? Is that how?
Oh, Mr. Ken Griffin says we're going to go up and then down and then up and then down, and you're not even going to know what's next.
Get him over there.
Nick, are you going to buy another Bitcoin if it goes to 71K?
The big boys are coming.
A ton of cash because I just have a ton of cash sitting on the side right now. I didn't hold it all in crypto.
Okay, I got a question. Did you take any profit? Did you take any profits over the last 6 months?
Yeah, of course. I took lots of profit.
He hasn't even paid off his Rolex yet, Kicks.
Yeah, I did.
That's on loan? He has a mortgage on that thing?
Bro, I just paid it off. Okay.
I mean, you got some cash around there. You're buying like 1-ton speakers.
Me, Nick, and Clemente were like at a restaurant or something, and Nick was like, yeah, I still got to pay off this Rolex. And me and Clemente just looked at each other and lost it.
The fact he just walked into a Sarasota mall and is just like, yeah, I'm going to buy a Rolex.
What they get you on like a no APR first 12 months?
Dude, I thought that I would make 2 payments instead of 1 on my credit card. That like completely wrecked my credit score for like a couple weeks, and then I was like, "Whoops!" Like
just because your limit went up. You're like how much credit you had relative to your limit was high.
No. Because you switched to revolving basically, rather than pay it off at the end of each month. So then
because you didn't hit you missed a payment, and so they fucking started hitting you.
I didn't miss a payment. The distinction is you pay all of it. You can keep stuff on the credit card if you want. I pay everything off at the end of each month. But you can select one of the you can with expensive items, you can select one.
Was this November 13th?
Can you link me this?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I love his videos so much. Hold on, I'm going to play it real quick.
It's so good. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, in the middle of the session, the sales session with this guy, and this guy probably knew he had a real buyer on the hook when he was talking to Nick. But in the middle of the session, abruptly, this is not a joke, abruptly in the middle of the session, Nick just goes, I have to go to the bathroom.
The story is not that great.
Nick, I got IBS too. I understand that. And when you get a little nervous, you get a little of that excited anxiety.
dude,
It really activates it.
That was not it.
Yeah. Especially if you had some ice cream. And considering you had that silly shirt on, I wouldn't be surprised if you had.
Beautiful stainless steel, 18 karat gold.
I mean,
Enjoy
I feel
it.
really excited about this.
So there were signs.
Have a great trip and
There were
All
signs.
right, thanks. I mean, that was
There
a
are signs.
successful purchase. Thank you so much.
thank you guys.
Happy Wednesday.
It's the
Happy
ball.
Bitcoin 90K.
It's
Great
down.
barrel in the corner.
I thought it was a funny video, so I was like, yeah.
What did he say at the end? Bitcoin over 90K.
Oh shit.
So
We've given up 87. We're now working on 86K for Bitcoin.
here's the thing, Nick.
Look at this one. Look at this one.
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory, dude. Like, this is literally one of those like choose your starter packs right here, dude. This is a choose your starting pack. Nick, if you feel bad now, you may feel real worse in 3 weeks.
So my thought
You calling me
is
a mouth
real
breather?
quick- No, it's between every single statement I'm getting the happening before going into the next thing.
Is that me coming from me?
Yes.
It's just you clearing your throat. Nick just can't handle it.
I don't even remember doing it.
I mean, to be fair, constant body sounds on a podcast is tough. Just like I want to defend Nick on
It's
this. Nick does-
flu season. Everyone out there knows, man. It's been rampant, especially if you have kids. Little cesspools of disease. Well, sorry about that, everybody. I apologize. I didn't know I was doing it. That's on me. I breathe through my mouth anyways, so it's like a double whammy. Trying to work on breathing through my nose.
The mouth tape works. It's good.
I think it's like a little bit of a feminine thing to me. Taping your mouth. You know what I mean? You don't think that way? It's like a kind of feminine kink.
It's literally to encourage nose breathing.
Guys, I'm gonna go record a video.
Yeah, it sits weird with me.
I got a good one coming here.
I like it.
Good.
You feeling it? That's good. Sometimes bear markets really get you kind of energized to go do some other stuff than look at the prices, you know?
I'm completely fucked.
Nick, here's the thing. It could get worse from here. Like,
Way worse.
it could get worse from here.
It will.
It could get way worse. It's going to.
I had friends that were like, you probably should sell some right here. And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And it went up higher. And then here I am holding on to this like a fucking loser.
Every time I've updated my net worth calculator, Excel spreadsheet,
That's the top.
fucking Pico top. Like literally that fucking day, it is Pico top, and I did it. I also said whenever another meme coin flipped Pepe, sell fucking everything. And that was Trump.
That was Trump.
I didn't sell everything. I sold some things, and I didn't sell right away, but I sold some things. Nothing like the cash percentage of your portfolio going up because you're getting broker by the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm 50% cash. Cool. Now I'm 60% cash and more poor.
Because the assets are going down.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy assets with margin over the next 2 months. That's how hard I'm going to go.
On margin.
Yes.
Please, God, don't get liquidated.
Impossible.
Please, Lord.
P.O., do you remember?
Impossible. Pierre's gonna
Easy.
shoot a DM before
Famous
the
last
show. He's gonna be
words.
like, yo, I can't hop on the show today. Not in
Nah.
a good headspace.
I can't see this happen to one of my boys. Easy, you and I, we're making a pact right now. Once per day, you and I message P.O., remember Akutar. Every single fucking day. Once a day.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
added it to my calendar. 7:52 p.m. Monday through Sunday. Text PO.
Yes.
Remember Akutar. People don't forget.
Yes.
It had money off that thing. Not as much as I should have.
We were playing
Not
Rocket League,
on
eating ice cream
margin.
sandwiches.
Not on margin, P.O.
Margin, baby. Bring it on.
Did you ever hear about that guy in Canada leverage traded Tesla basically went from like having 50K to being worth $400 million.
That sounds pretty good. We're gonna do the same thing.
And he never took any cream off the top, dude.
I'm not surprised.
Zero.
Everyone's like going ape shit right now about my margin comment. I'm gonna do a very reasonable amount of margin, like not a lot, but there will be
Okay, like low carb.
very low carb. I mean, come
Low
on.
carb margin.
Who are you talking to? You think I'm gonna blow myself up here? No, come on.
Like you're talking about, you got 2 pieces of bacon normally, you're gonna add a third.
Yeah, like that. Well, that's even a lot because that would imply like a 33 or 50% increase. I know, like I'll probably do like 25 G's of margin, something like that.
Okay.
25 Gs.
Yeah. You could cover that if you had to.
Oh, obviously. Yeah, I'm thinking like in a $200,000 portfolio, 25 G's of margin.
Here's the thing. I like taking margin better than leverage trading.
Obviously, because leverage trading is gambling. Margin's just borrowing money, dude, with the low interest rate.
Yeah.
Just
Borrow it at 70K, dude. You'll get more than a third of a Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy Bitcoin with it.
What are you going to buy?
Misty and MicroStrategy.
Oh my God. Let me see. Let me see that fucking chart. Let me see the MACD curl on that thing. What's it called? MSTR?
Dude, look at Misty for. I'm afraid to look at it.
I don't even think it will show up on a. Oh my God, this thing's puking.
It doesn't go. Misty doesn't go down as bad as MicroStrategy.
Bro. Okay, hold on.
Oh my.
How do I share my screen? Holy shit, bro. Are you kidding me, Pio?
Pio had me buy this the other day.
No, I didn't have you. I literally
He said this is the smartest thing you could buy.
I said to Nick, do not buy this without learning about it. I was like, I'm not going to be responsible because Nick hates it when things go down. And when you buy these things, you're signing up for it to go down. And so
pull this chart up.
Why can't you pull it up?
C. Crum just asked if I bought the MicroStrategy top. I have hundreds of shares with a cost basis of $50. So just to make it clear to everybody, hundreds of shares, 400 shares.
Average $200,000 at the top.
Average
should have sold the top.
$50, guys. No one in the audience could have pulled that off, baby. And that's a fadeaway for the game.
You should have sold this fucking. Look at this fucking wick.
We're not.
Look at this wick up to 550.
I bought it 525. Pio finally convinced me to buy some MicroStrategy at 525.
Wait, so Pio, you're knife catching this chart with margin?
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, I'm not using margin now, but I'll dip into it when I have to. Oh yeah, we got Ben Wong over here. He's at 49. He beat me. Keep in mind there was a split, guys. There was a stock split on this sucker.
I think the charts account for that.
Oh no, they do. Of course they do.
I don't know, man. Okay.
Just remember I kept the same energy. Remember that.
Yeah, for sure.
Remember that.
But like you bought it down here.
I've been buying
right
it.
Here.
I have hundreds of shares at 50. Not exaggerating. 50. Okay. And then I've plowed ongoing since then in a different brokerage account.
This attitude.
It's
just intolerable, dude. It's just intolerable. Cool. You're gonna round trip it back to $50. Then what are you gonna you're gonna walk out with a trophy?
Clip
you're
this.
Down at $50.
Clip it.
Found my average cost.
Clip it. Put it in the receipts folder.
You Pico topped that, Ray, actually.
Ray bought it to sell it. You can't.
That price doesn't even show on the chart. That's how you got up.
That's insane.
Hey, show my screen again. And Pio, can you talk over this chart and explain your exit strategy on MicroStrategy?
Me?
Yeah.
No, hold forever. Literally. Not exaggerating. Don't sell any of it ever.
Hold forever.
Clip it. Literally clip this. Play this in fucking 6 years. Clip it.
Clip it.
So like literally
clip it.
If you're like 90 years old, how many years is that from now?
I'm 34.
Okay, so 56 years from now, you ain't selling this thing.
I will be ungodly rich at that point. Ungodly rich. Like stupid. Literally stupid. Bitcoin's going to be like 40 million bucks literally. Literally.
Well, like a dozen eggs is going to cost $1 million though.
That's the most bogus argument.
Hey, Pio.
Clip it.
Same energy. I respect the fuck out of that for sure.
Kicks, I don't want to air this out publicly. I don't want to air it out publicly, but
I respect it, dude.
no, I don't want to air this out publicly, but
What are you doing? This little hand, you look like a TikToker.
you were like $1 million ahead of me last cycle. I was like, I'll never catch up to this guy. And because I just hold Bitcoin and I plow all my money into Bitcoin and I'm not selling it, dude, if you look at the chart, like it's the tortoise and the hare, baby. You know how that story ends. Tortoise and the hare. I'm moving slow. This is me.
You did run that calculation a little while ago, though.
And it's gonna keep happening, baby. Let's keep going.
True.
Let's keep
Hey,
going.
dude, I respect your winningness. I respect your winningness and your conviction.
So, dude,
You've had phenomenal conviction. Your conviction with Tesla.
All right,
You're a guy that picks a horse. You pick a horse, and you say, "I'm riding this. I'm riding this horse."
Real quick, this is an example of people not listening at all. T.O. Chades, what the fuck? Is that like a... All right, anyway. T.O. Chades said, you said at the beginning of the show I'd sell at a specific number. Yes, Solana and Penguin shit, not MicroStrategy or Bitcoin. I specifically said not MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. That's the point. And then we got Farid Isham backing me up. Shout out to Farid. Sounds Middle Eastern. I like Middle Eastern food. Let's go.
Can I say one thing before we wrap? One positive thing. We're going to end it on a positive note. Check this shit out. Check this shit out. My credit score's up 100 points. Big.
Damn.
That's great.
Yo, let's go. Let's go. Went from no credit score to getting approved for a credit card. And now,
Holy shit!
yo.
Clemente, you can literally get a decent APR on a mortgage.
Oh, it went to zero.
Nah,
Yo,
it's not-
let's go, guys.
his interest rate went to 0.
That's
Dude,
illegal.
hey,
Uncle Fester, his credit score is better than mine in 3 days. What the fuck?
Well, Fester, let's be real. You've missed a ton of credit card payments, Fester. Like, let's keep it 100 here.
But you remortgaged your house and haven't made a single payment on it, Fester.
Yo, T.O. Chade saying Clemente's back in the system. He was never out of the system. That like back in the that's the stupid when people were saying
Uncle
that,
Fester, you bought 2 cars and never paid for them, dude. Like, come on, man.
Clemente was never off the grid. He was just being a dipshit. He was not off the grid. Okay, I'm just telling you, he's not off the grid. Okay, hit that gritty, Clemente. But real quick, Fester, let's be real. Yeah, well, that's a good gritty. There was some real soul in that gritty. That was like that one had some real shit. What happened? You know, this whole debank yourself. You guys are all full of shit. Like literally, none of you guys are off grid. None of you. You're just not paying taxes on crypto. Congratulations. Wow, that's so cool. Like, wow, you guys, whoa, oh shit. You're in the woods. You're a lumberjack for that one. You literally live in a fucking city or a suburb of a city and you just don't pay taxes on crypto and you have a regular job and you think that you're an off-grid sovereign individual. Like, you're not Edward Snowden, bro. Like, please, you don't have to wear a disguise in public, okay? You're not at risk of getting extradited. You're doing a little bit of tax evasion on like 20 grand of crypto profits. Congrats. But real quick, I want to know what Uncle Fester is talking about with his credit. That's what I want to understand.
Yo, Pio, would you long Ethereum if it's at 1,600 in May of this year?
So Mike Alfred is plowing into Ethereum now, which is interesting. And Larry Fink likes Ethereum. The conundrum in my mind is that the number 2 crypto asset by market cap in the world, Ethereum, has an ETF by BlackRock. Larry Fink saying it's going to be used to tokenize everything. What else was I going to say?
Eric Trump said, "Thank me later."
Yeah, that whole thing is very interesting. The Trump interest in Ethereum and the underperformance of Ethereum thus far this cycle. Those are the factors that really make Ethereum interesting. The flip side is, I think Beanie had a tweet, and I don't agree with 70 or 80% of the shit Beanie says. I think he's out of his mind. But some of the stuff is interesting when he said he thinks that Ethereum is the most overvalued asset in the world. The reason I think you can say that is it's a $300 billion asset or something.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, okay. It has infinite competitors. It competes with Solana, it competes with Sui, it competes with AVAX, and it competes with everything. I don't know.
Easy. You think if we get a flush to 70, 80K range for Bitcoin, you think the trenches could come back alive? Think we could get
give it 7 full calendar days, and I think the trenches come back to life in full.
I love it.
dude,
It's a great product market fit.
Dude, there was a $10 million runner yesterday off of a fake SBF tweet. There is liquidity. Like, the thing is, what I also look at is like all these trading bots have referrals, and you earn money off referrals. We obviously have a company when we work with BullX. Let me find the date. After Libra, days ago, was the lowest day we've had in like 3 months. It ended up running the following 5 days to 8x what we earned that day. So like there is people trading. The trenches still have volume. There's less tokens being launched, which to me is like a positive thing. But there's more like consolidated stuff. Like when Hooters went bankrupt, there's a Hooters CTO that's sitting over 2 mil right now. I don't have any of it, but like there's still narratives. And instead of like all the AI bullshit, where it was basically people just going into Cursor and saying, give me an AI voice that'll do XYZ and tweet for me for the next 3 months. Now it's like back to memes. Like Hooters CTO is the meme. You know, like you have that. You had straight SBF that went from 55K to 10 mil an hour.
What did
So
Infinite Money Glitch top out at? That went to like 50 million, huh?
It's still
so like, and it's like Ponzi stuff, dude. Well, that's what I look at is like you have these like Ponzi fork stuff. Infinite Money Glitch went to, let me actually take a look because I am curious. Yeah, it went to 50 mil. Just shy, 45 million. And that chart looks good on the daily. That chart looks good. So it's like if you still have stuff like that where charts are still moving and volume still being traded on these things, which I never think stops, then I sit here and I'm like, yeah, this feels like a very clear path forward.
Yeah.
The keys, dude.
Sorry, I have this space going live in 12 minutes.
I like the keys. All right, we got a wrap, I think.
Yep. Thank you all for listening on a wonderful Tuesday, despite the market bleeding. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms. We do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Watch us back on YouTube, see what we're talking about in live time. One more shout out to our partners over at RekTech. They have their mint coming up in just over 2 hours. Mint your dream pass for 0.25 Solana. It's never been cheaper, as Solana is on sale today. Hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Catch you again next time. Clemente away.